my gosh, thank you so much for coming to our throuple. If you're not familiar with polyamory, it can get awkward at times. If there might be times tonight where you feel left out, you feel confused, you wonder, is this what God had planned for me on a Saturday night? But I just want to remind you that we are in Los Angeles, and at your level of attractiveness, your romantic options are very limited. I'm sure you were very hot in Omaha or whatever the fuck you were from. But we're in LA now, and we're probably your best bet for a Saturday, the three of us. So sit back, relax, and just be glad that we made you come. The first leg of our little love tripod is one of my favorite people on the planet. She's hilarious. I love her. You guys are going to love her. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Becky Yamamoto.
Yeah. Oh my God. Saturday night. So I'm excited to be here. So mommy's out tonight. I'm mommy. I'm not actually the mother of any human children. But I like to think that somewhere out there I've got a secret family, That's one of the things I'm so jealous that men get to do that women don't get to do. Just have secret families. I couldn't just birth out a litter of humans in a milk crate and just kind of walk off, There'd be some tattletale who'd be like, ma'am, you dropped something, And I'll be like, not mine, and he'd be like, your umbilical cord. I'm just kidding. So I don't like babies. It's weird when you say it out loud. I think it's because maybe I'm maybe it's because I'm a certain type of baby-hating witch, in the olden times, they definitely would have put me on trial, and they'd be like, for the act of refusing to hold Mary Elizabeth's child, you shall be thrown into the river with a rock upon your ankle, And my husband would be like, yeah, get her, And it's he's so supportive. I don't mean to brag, but I didn't grow up knowing my biological father. So when you're born a bastard, it's kind of like you're born into kind of a situation where it feels like you're born into a very busy restaurant where the wait staff is in the weeds, You're like, when you get a moment, could I be nurtured? And they're like, we don't do that here, You're like, what about some breast milk? They're like, you know where the fridge is, get it yourself. And while you're at table 4 needs ketchup, So, but my mom did end up finding a new beau, another Japanese guy. My bio dad is Japanese, and my stepdad is also Japanese, so clearly she's got a type, Emotionally unavailable Japanese dude. But no, I love my stepdad, but I feel like it would have been really cool if my stepdad was Jesus, because you never go hungry. I'd be like, Jesus, I only have this goldfish cracker, and he'd be like, here, my child, and I'd be like, oh my God, fishes and loaves and Capri Suns, Or Jesus would be the kind of stepdad that would know all the cool raves, and he'd be like, oh man, we got a party, he's like, oh, this is my stepdaughter Becky, she's cool. They'd be like, Jesus, this party sucks, And then he'd be like, I gotcha. And then he'd point at the confetti falling down. He'd be like, it'd turn into Molly. And then they'd be like, Jesus, save. Play it again. Okay. What if I just did the rest of my time as a DJ? I think you would like it. So people were like, what happened was, because I didn't know my bio dad, people sometimes would be kind of mean. They'd be like, "Oh man, you're totally an accident," you know. And I'd be like, "Yeah, like your bio dad, you know." People think they know their bio dads, but you know. But then like 20 years later, they find out their dad ran a Ponzi scheme. Yeah, someone else. I'm sorry. And that the real name is Jorge, so get out of here. But I think part of it has to do with like the way we're conceived feels slightly random. You know what I mean? Like it feels like men are just walking around full of cum. Like it's like they're walking around with these large cum buckets, like filled to the brim, and they're just trying really hard not to spill them, like whoa, 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 and then a little spills out, and then you're born. So don't get all high and mighty like I was planned, Why don't you tell your cum bucket? I mean, your dad. Gary. I'm just kidding. Okay. I'm an only kid. Okay. So no one else? You guys all have families? Oh, good for you. I am an only kid, and I know you can't tell because I've suppressed who I really am. I think it's the combination of being raised Asian and Christian. I'm like, I don't know who I am anymore. Yeah, so, but, and like, only children have a horrible reputation for not being able to share things. Oh, okay. What, whoa? Yeah, like, but I do share things. Like, I'll be like, totally borrow my sweater, but on the inside, I'll be like, mine, because that's who I really am. But I was able to share my feelings with my mom one time when she was pregnant with another kid. I was like, there can only be one, And then I pushed her down the stairs, and I was like, problem solved. I'm not proud of that. I am. I'm an open mouth breather. I have a thing called a floating jaw, which is something my dentist told me I had. And then I Googled it because I was like, really? And turns out it's real. It's like TMJ, but special. It's like a TMJ elite, And it's like kind of a bummer sometimes because, I have to tape my mouth slightly shut when I go to bed. Otherwise, I wake up with my pillowcase soaked in drool. So, that's right, guys. I wake up with my pillow wet, full of my own drool. And, people could see it as a bad thing, but maybe, like, why don't we just like reframe it? Maybe it's a little sassy. It's a little sexy, I never, you guys, I don't want to give you all boners, but I don't know where exactly my mouth is going to shut. It is spontaneous. It is unpredictable. It's an enigma. Yeah, no, it's like, it's hard being that sexy, because like I walk around all day with my mouth half open, looking like a blow-up doll, like, and you might think, oh, you must give the best BJs, and you'd be wrong, because this jaw's unpredictable. You never know when it's gonna crack, like, so if there's a ding dong in the chute. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. I give up. I've given up. I give up right now. Bye. No, I'm just kidding. I've given up, And, you know, like maybe you could see it as something that's negative, but it's not. It's like, it's a protest, you know? I refuse to give into your fucking rules, you know, about success or beauty. Okay. You guys are like, whatever, but well, it's okay. I think sometimes we miss things because we're so superficial about how we see things, right? Like you miss gems of human beings all around us. You know, I was at the gym, because that's where I am all the time, just lifting weights, you can tell. I was at the gym, and I was on a treadmill, and on the treadmill next to me was an out-of-shape guy in a T-shirt, khaki shorts, and flip-flops, you know, on an incline, eating a bag of chips. And, you know, some people might look at that guy and go, oh, that guy's a loser. That guy's given up, you know. But you know what I saw? I saw a man who was free. I saw a man who didn't care. I saw a man who shared his chips with me. That guy was a hero, you know. I want to be that guy when I grow up. John, you know, a pillar of the 24-hour fitness and NoHo. I've given up, and I've given up like toxic friendships that don't serve me. Like, I broke up with a friend 10 years ago. I broke up. I said, this isn't working anymore. No, I didn't. I just ghosted her. Yeah, so she was the kind of friend who would say shit like, I'm the only one who could tell you this, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, and one of the things, she was like, I'm going to tell you this. No one's going to ever say this, but, you know, you got big bones. And even if you lose all the weight you want to, you're going to be left with these big bones, you know? And like 10 years later, I totally have it come back. It just, so it would be, oh, well, you got a skinny personality. That's not a compliment, you know? So somebody could relay that message, because I'm terrified of her. And so I'm hoping this recording gets out. Maybe I could send it directly to her. No, that's so aggressive. Okay. I have a dog. Thank you. So for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, which is all of you, because I only have 5 followers and they're all bots. But I have a dog that I love, and she is really cute. She's beautiful. She's like 10, you know, like a 10 in terms of looks, but a 2 in terms of personality. Like, she is crazy. But we take her to doggy daycare every once in a while and just get out of her hair, you know, because she's a little much. And we went to go pick her up after doggy daycare, and she had a UTI. I know. Oh, wow. And I was like, consequences of being a hot bitch. You know what I'm saying? Then we had to take her to the vet, and the vet was like, "Oh, you're gonna have to shave her pussy." They didn't say that. They said, "You're gonna have to remove the hair around her pussy," and I was like, "Oh my God, what the fuck? Who is this for?" You know? Why are you trying to make my dog sexy? You know? Because you don't need to do much. She's already an attractive dog. You know? All you have to do is like put her in a tube top. You know? And, like, let her run around a little. There's bound to be a nip slip, you know? Well, accident. I guess I'll end with this. I don't know why I have to tell you where we're going. I'm a guide. So basically, I'm married. I know. Sorry. I married a white guy. Okay. And I know, like, there's like a thing, you know, like, oh, white guy, Asian woman, like, oh, that guy's got a fetish, you know. they just assume, people assume like, oh, that guy's a rice king, you know. That guy's just always gathering all those fucking Asian grains. But nobody ever assumes that I'm the fetishist, you know. Maybe I'm the one fucking porcelain hoarding, you know. Like, I'm like gathering all the Yadro figurines in my she shed, you know. I'm getting all the fucking Hummels, you know, piling them high to the sky, you know. I was trying to think of other phrases like porcelain hoarder, like mayo mommy, white bread princess. I don't know. I'm working on merch. If any of you guys are interested in wearing a shirt that says a mayo mommy. Anyways, you guys have been so great. Thank you.
She's so funny. Aw, thank you guys all for coming out here in Los Angeles, entertainment's kind of a burden, you know. Every time my friend's just like, I have a show. I'm like, I have a show too that I want to watch on Netflix in my robe. I'm sorry, I don't want to go to your thing. So I really appreciate it. So every good throuple needs a meaty sausage center. And so I'm about to bring out a hilarious gentleman. He is so funny. We love him so much. He's a very naughty boy. Joseph Schless!
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Hi. Oops. Hi, hello. My name is Joseph Schless, and I'm a homosexual. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'd like to get that out of the way right at the top of the show so that nobody in the audience is thinking, that straight man has such a sing-song voice. You know what I mean? I just want you to know why my voice sounds like this. Don't fall in love with me, ladies. This is just my natural voice, by the way. I'm not putting it on because I'm gay. I do think, however, that it's lucky that this is the voice that I got, and I also happen to be gay. I think that was lucky. Because I feel like if I turned out straight with this voice, dating would be exhausting. You know, just like over and over again, having to be like, no, I swear I'm straight. It's how I talk. So anyway, do you like getting titty fucked, or? I don't know what straight people talk about on dates. I imagine that must come up eventually, right? Do we have fans of horror movies here? Any horror fans? Oh, shit. Okay, awesome, yeah. Horror movies are also really popular in the gay community. Horror movies are popular in general. It's almost as if gay people are just like regular people. That can't be right. We're much better. No, I don't want to say that gay people are any better or worse than straight people, you know what I mean? But look at the sayings. Gay as a summer's day. It's lovely, beautiful, you know? Straight to hell. I'm just saying, the proof is in the pudding, people. No, but horror movies are popular with the gay community, but I gotta be honest, I don't like them. I don't like scary movies. I get too scared. I'm a scaredy cat. I'm a pansy ass, okay? I don't like it. I saw Paranormal Activity in the theaters. It fucked me up. I had to spend 3 nights sleeping with all of the lights on in my apartment and That's So Raven playing on the TV. I just needed something wholesome, you know? And listen, my mom is Catholic and my dad is Jewish, which makes me an atheist. Don't worry, I'm not devout. You know. If you believe in something, I'm not going to judge you for that. Only God can do that. But I am an atheist. Even though I'm an atheist, I am still scared of demons. And so whenever I sense a demonic presence, you know, when you get that like weird chill, I do like to just be like, hey, Jesus, just wanted to check in. Sorry about everything. But also, I want to be sure. So I'm like, Allah, if it's you, hello. Buddha, I don't know if you deal with demons, but if you could just, L. Ron Hubbard, please protect me. I just want to cover the bases, you know what I'm saying? But not only am I scared of scary movies, I also just don't get it. I'm not buying it, you know what I mean? Like, listen, I know the housing market is hard, okay? At least that's what I hear. I'm a millennial, I'll never own a home. The closest I'll ever come to being a homeowner is being a homo. I don't think I'll ever get the ner. I'll never get the ner. But I hear the housing market is hard, but I still just can't imagine moving into a house and seeing the walls bleeding and thinking, we're gonna make this work. I saw a spider in my apartment recently. I was on apartments.com that night. All right, I was like, this place belongs to her now. I can't handle a spider. You think I'm gonna deal with a poltergeist? Absolutely not. Also, the idea of moving into a home, finding out their spirit's already living there and deciding to stay anyway is some serious colonizer mentality. And we need to unlearn this behavior, people. It's not okay. Get out of that house and get back on Zillow. I recently went through a breakup. Thank you. He was way hotter than me. I don't know what you're thinking. How is that possible? You're a perfect 10. Thank you so much. Thank you. No, but he was hotter than me, and I know because the world reacted to us differently, you know? He posted a picture of himself on his Instagram. He was at the DMV, arguably the least sexy place you can be. He just took a selfie, put it on his Instagram. All of his comments were like, Zaddy, fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji. I'm just a hole, sir, you know? I'm like, wow. So I was like, you know what? I want to post a little something. So my friend took me on a spa day, and they had this fancy little locker room. They gave us a robe. So I was like, oh, I'm going to post a little thirst trap, you know? So I was in this like nice locker room with my robe open, a little nip slip, you know? And I took a little selfie, posted that on my Instagram, and the comment I got was, close your robe. Yeah, this feels different. But, you know, we did have an open relationship because he insisted, because he's very hot. And he was like, I got to share my dick with the world, you know? And the world was like, yes, please. I was like, oh, okay, fine, you know, I'll share my dick with the world too. And the world was like, do what you got to do. Good for you. I was like, hey. I do think open relationships can work, though. I just think that I was a little bit more focused on the relationship and he was kind of tunnel vision on the open, you know, that was the real key word for him there. And when we broke up, he was like, but I still want to be friends, we can still be friends. And I was like, no, we can't, okay? My friends don't disrespect me and treat me like garbage, okay? Thank you, both of you. If you want to disrespect me and treat me like garbage, we got to be in love. Only my boyfriend can do that, sorry. I'm single now, which is okay, you know, because at heart, I am very slutty. I'm very slutty. This catches some people off guard, and I understand why. I know it's not the vibe I put out. I know I have a very Paul Blart Mall Cop vibe. I see you're familiar with the franchise. Excellent. But as I get a little older and a little rounder, it can feel difficult for me to maintain the level of sluttiness that I like to stay at, you know? And sometimes it's frustrating, and it's just like, whose dick do I gotta suck around here just to get to suck somebody's dick, you know? But nevertheless, she persisted. But like I said, I'm getting older. We're all always getting older. And as we age, life has a way of constantly teaching us things we never would have expected to learn, right? Like, if you would have told a teenage Joseph, hey, one day when you're living in Hollywood, he would have been like, Hollywood? I'd be like, it's not that cool. But one day you're going to find yourself thinking to yourself, please, God, please let me have syphilis. I would have never believed you, okay? Not in a million years. But it turns out, I came to learn, syphilis and herpes have unsettlingly similar symptoms, but only one of them is curable. And my friends, I'm happy to announce it was syphilis. Thank you so much. Thank you. Even the doctor was like, hey, listen, you have syphilis. Honestly, nothing to worry about. It's very easy to cure. It's just a shot in the ass. And I was like, that's so crazy, because that's how we got here in the first place. You know, life always comes full circle. No, but if I'm being honest, I've actually never had to have that awkward conversation with the sex partner where you say like, hey, just so you know, you might want to go get checked up. You know, I've never had to do that, and I feel grateful for that. And I think the reason is because most of my sex partners, I don't know. I don't have their contact information. A lot of them, I don't know their names. Some of them, I couldn't place in a lineup. I'm like, I don't know, number 3? I'd be like, no, and I'd be like, number 3, are you into this? Because syphilis is very curable, you know? You might not be able to tell because I'm wearing a jacket, but actually I'm chubby. But I love my body, okay? I believe in body positivity. Yes, everybody is beautiful. Everybody is a bikini body. And I would like to invite you all now to picture me in a bikini. Thank you so much. Thank you. Surprise, it's a song. You know, but I would like to get a little bit more fit. You know, I would like to get a little bit more, and I know I need to go to the gym. I know I need to go to the gym. It's just that everything there is so heavy. Oh my God. Why do they make everything so heavy? I want to pick that stuff up. I do have a gym membership though. Or really rather, I guess I should say I do donate money monthly to a local gym. So I'm very altruistic in that way. I just love to eat, though. I love eating. Some more fans of the medium. Excellent. I love to eat, and then people are like, oh, well, what's your favorite food? And I'm like, that's such a hard question. Like, how do you even know that? Like, there's so many good things to choose from, right? I'm like, okay, so what if you have to choose your favorite food based on the thing you're eating the most often, right? I think if we're going off what we're eating the most, then my favorite food is probably Tums. I think certainly up there. I like my coffee like I like my men in my mouth. Thank you. See, there's some fans of coffee enemas here. That's cool too. You prefer coffee enema. I'm not here to judge your journey. Sometimes I get a little nervous doing all of these very gay jokes in front of an audience where there's a lot of I don't know how to say this without using a slur, so I'm sorry, but a lot of straight white men. I get a little nervous because they don't like the gay stuff, and I can tell. I see them giving me the side eye. Like, you don't give me the side eye, I give you the side eye, you know what I mean? And if we're going to have a side eye competition, I'm going to win because I have years of experience from standing at urinals like... My side eye game is strong, that's what I'm trying to say. It is getting warmer out, summer is here, you know, and I'm not happy about it, okay? Because whenever it starts to get warm, my friends start to invite me camping, okay? And I know what you're thinking. Yes, I do have straight friends. I'm an ally. But when it gets warm, my friends start to invite me camping, and I've never been camping, and I don't want to go, okay? The way I look at it is if God wanted me to go camping, she wouldn't have made my rent so high. Not spending all of this money every month to sleep outside? Absolutely not. This bear does not shit in the woods. No, thank you. So now I'm going to tell you guys a story about a crazy hookup I once had, if that's cool. And this is a crazy hookup for me, all right? This is not your run-of-the-mill, like, I went to another bukkake, right? We all have that story. This is not another one of those stories like, I blew another Uber driver. Tale as old as time. This was a crazy hookup for me, okay? So I'm on Grindr, and if you don't know what Grindr is, at this point you're probably homophobic, okay? It's been around for a while. Get a gay friend. Listen, everybody's having a different experience on Grindr, right? Like, I have a friend who's this beautiful dancer, man, and he was showing me a video he got from this Grindr guy one day, and the video was from this, like, hot Spanish dude who was naked behind a guitar playing a song that he had written for my friend, and I was like, wow, you know. And that same day I had also gotten a video on Grindr, but mine was from this kind of burly, hairy bear guy who was taking an ice cube that was made out of, I'm sorry, but it was made out of cum, and he was sticking it in his own asshole. And I was just like, wow, that's a lot of cum. You know, like, how do you save up for that? This guy's a planner. But my point is different people are having different experiences on Grindr, okay? So I'm on Grindr and this guy messages me and he is out of my league hot, okay? And I always have friends who are like, there's no such things as leagues, Joseph. But it's only ever my hot friends who say things like that. And I'm like, yeah, of course you don't know about leagues because you look amazing in a tank top and you don't run out of breath when you're tying your shoes. All right? Believe me, there are leagues and this guy was out of mine, okay? And at this point in my life, basically I would say that my type is consenting. Essentially, if you're down, I'm down, right? But there's still a range, and that range goes anywhere from, I guess I'd let that guy blow me, all the way up into whatever he wants to do, okay? This guy wants to come in my eye, fine. Because even if I go blind, I'm gonna take solace in knowing that the last thing I ever saw was this guy's dick coming in my eye, you know? My point is there's a range, and this guy was on the high end, okay? 39 years old, olive skin tone, beautiful jawline, and he messages me, sup. And I was like, so this is love, you know? He had me at sup. And we're chatting, it's going okay, it's working out, we're rocking, it's like awesome, right? So then he's like, by the way, I have a kink. And I was like, yeah, whatever you want, buddy. You want me to come in your ice cube tray? No problem. Let's do this, you know? He was like, well, no, I'm an adult baby. And I was like, well, I'm already in the Uber, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not paying this flat rate for nothing. So I show up to this guy's apartment building, and he's in this gorgeous apartment building. I was like, am I gonna fuck a rich guy? But of course he was rich, by the way, because only rich guys have kinks like adult baby. The rest of us gotta get by on spanking or something that doesn't require props, you know? So he answers the door wearing a diaper and like a onesie that snaps down here and a baseball cap with a pinwheel on top. And I was just like, whew, that's advanced, you know? I was like, I didn't know what to say, so I was just like, cute hat. And he was like, here, let's go to my playroom. I was like, playroom? This guy has a room for banging? He is rich, you know? I live in a studio apartment. I just have a room. So he's like, here, come this way. Crunch, 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 crunch. And we make our way to his playroom, and I take off his onesie, which was a unique experience for me. And then I took off his diaper, which was unappealing. But now he's just a naked man on a bed, and I'm like, ah, great, this is in my wheelhouse, right? This is my comfort zone. But he was covered in baby powder, and I was just like, I don't know, is this edible? I hope it's non-toxic, you know? So we're rocking and rolling, and it's going okay, but I kind of get taken out of the moment. I'm not sure why. I think it was the plastic sheets. And so I'm like, hey, can we take a break? Can I get some water? And he's like, yeah, you want sparkling or still? I was like, sparkling? I love fucking rich guys. You know what I mean? Usually the guys I hook up with are like, there's a hose in the back. So, okay, we take a little break. We're getting back into it. He goes, by the way, I have another kink. And I was like, you don't get more than adult baby. Okay, that's where you max out. But also we've come this far, you know? He's like, I like wearing ladies' lingerie. And I was like, well, let's give it a try. So he puts on his little negligee, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be a hard no for me. Really rather, I guess I should say a not so hard no. And I don't know if it's the fact that it was like ladies' lingerie or if I just didn't like the nightie. I was like, this looks cheap, you can do better. So then he's like, okay, well, I have another kink. And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. Leave some for the rest of us, you know what I mean? Like, let me guess, it's not let's cuddle and call each other handsome, is it? It was not. He was like, I like to be humiliated. And I was just like, oh my God, this is too much, all right? Like, honestly, you're fucking weird. It's too hard to get you off. It's not even worth the trip over here at this point, you know? And he really loved that. Oh my God, that got him so hard. But then he wanted me to tell him how small his dick was. He was like, look at my tiny little dick, look at my small dick. But if anything, our dicks were about the same size. And so I was like, this is where I draw the line, buddy. No, sir. That is a beautiful penis, and you should be proud of it. I'm leaving. And I left with my dignity, you know what I mean? But I'm not a monster. I tucked him in first and gave him a bottle, you know? Now listen, I want to make it clear that I am not kink shaming, okay? I think that anything that two consenting adults want to do together is great. You know, you guys do it. And I was willing to try it. I gave it a shot, and I was like, okay. This is not for me. But the guy was super nice. I wish only good things for him. I hope he's doing well. I hope wherever he is right now that he's being pampered. And if you feel offended because you feel like I was kink shaming, don't be a baby, all right? And the last thing I'll say about it is don't forget that one of his kinks was being humiliated. So if he knew that I was standing on the stage telling that story and you were all laughing at him, he would come. So we did him a favor. Thank you so much, everybody. You've been amazing. Give it up for Grey DeLisle.
Joseph Schles, everybody. My favorite adult babysitter. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, I shaved off all my pubes. It was a huge mistake. I really had now I know why ugly guys have beards. Oh my God, it's just a mess down there. Like, I see some beards here tonight. Thank you for your service. I really appreciate it. I didn't realize how considerate you were being. I didn't realize how my vag has such a weak chin, you know? It's like, it doesn't look... Like, I have, you know, well, my ex is the one who gave me the idea because he used to shave off all his pubes because he said it made his dick look way longer. And yeah, everything down there looks way longer now. So, I have 3 kids, so I'm about as tight as an airport charger. But like an airport charger, most men are just happy to have an outlet, you know? Even if they have to hold it in there themselves the entire time, they don't care. Yeah. Kids can be cruel. It's my kids' fault. Kids can be cruel. They told me that my whole life. Kids can be cruel. And I had no idea until they ripped me open from hole to hole, you know? I gave them very unpopular baby names just because I could kind of tell they were going to be very unpopular babies just by like how they had treated my pussy in just the 5 minutes that I've known them. But yeah, and you know how like guys give their dicks names, like really like masculine names, like Brock and like Rambo. And I have named my vagina Edith after the 87-year-old librarian at my son's school. She has advanced dementia. She has a pronounced lisp. And they look exactly alike, you guys. They look exactly the same. I mean, they both have a little wrinkly, leathery brown face. And then they got a little tongue hanging out, and they look like an old library book. They're full of complaints. They've got a sour expression. They're very upset about the way I've treated them their whole life. Just like an old library book. They're like, first you loaned me out to all your classmates in high school and college, and then you gave me to your kids, and they broke my spine and cracked me open, and then now I'm all brittle and dog-eared. Yeah, so anyway, I used to be cute. I used to be very cute. My ex-husband said that like when we started dating, he was like, wow, you were a real game changer. That was because every time you put the game on, I was like, can we change this, please? I hate sports. Yeah, things didn't work out with him. We got a divorce because we got a divorce because he was on this weird diet. Like he would eat like Monday through Saturday, he was like eat really healthy like for 6 days, and then on Sunday he would give himself like a cheat day, where he would cheat on me. And so that didn't work out. And also our love languages were different. We had very different love languages. Like my love language is acts of service, and his love language was anal. And it just didn't I thought, for a while I thought love was calling, but it was just apparently a butt dial. Yeah, I know. And it's not like I'm a prude or anything. Like I'm not a prude. My safe word is harder. And I have paid the price for that because I've been a little adventurous, and about every 3 months I get this little sore on my lip, It's not what you think. I actually got it from eating spicy foods off my ex-roommate's balls in college. I really don't get a little sore on my lip, but I love that joke so much. My best friend was like, you want to meet somebody, but you keep telling the little sore joke, and it's not. And I'm like, but I love it. I can't get rid of it. And you could call it the herpes of jokes, I can't get rid of it. Yeah, but I am lonely though. Like sometimes when I'm wrestling my demons, even like we all get like super horny and start making out. I'm like, get thee behind me, Satan. I'm like, not today, Satan. But what are you doing this weekend? Yeah. But I'll never be horny enough to date a married guy, though. Ugh. If I see a ring on a guy's finger, I'm like, ugh. Not because they're married, but just like jewelry. Ugh. I don't like guys that like necklaces and earrings and. It's douchey. Like I want to be able to like walk past a Claire's accessories at the mall without my boyfriend completely losing his shit. It's not hot. Yeah, but I really do need to meet someone soon because dating in LA is just exhausting. I'm not sure how much longer I can pretend to like hiking. Guys in LA love to take you hiking. And I realize it's because they don't have to like buy you any food or anything, and they get to like sort of test your level of physical fitness. And it's really hard to keep up a conversation while you're having a stroke. The last date I went on, we weren't even hiking. We just went up one level of the parking structure, and I just thought like I was gonna die. And I was trying to talk, and I'm like, so your ex-girlfriend and you broke up because she was selling essential oils on Facebook, or were there other contributing factors? I'm just like, oh my God. That date actually went really well. I'm hoping to hear from him. He's doing that weird thing where he's like waiting to text me, which it's like so annoying. It's been like 4 months, and I'm starting to get a low self-esteem. No, I do have a low self-esteem because I was raised by my grandmother, and grandmothers tolerate no bullshit whatsoever. Especially a little Mexican grandmother. I had this people thought she's so adorable. Oh my God, she was like 4 feet tall, and she had a really good act going about how sweet she was, but really, she just loved taking the world down a peg. That's kind of how grandmas are. They like to bring you back to earth. If you start feeling too good about yourself, grandma was right there to just bring you down, ruin that for you. Even when we were out at dinner, the waiter would tell us about the specials. He was so excited about the specials, and she was like, mijito, if it was that special, it will be on the menu, okay? I tried to impress her by introducing her to the guy that plays SpongeBob. I was like, hey, and he was standing right next to a statue of SpongeBob. And I'm like, Grandma, that's him. He does the voice of that. And she was like, what's so good about that little piece of cheese? Robert Palmer was really popular when I was little, and I slicked my hair back. You know the Addicted to Love video, the ladies how their hair slicked back and red lipstick, and I was like, I could do that. I've got red lipstick and Aussie scrunch and spray, and so I was in there, I'm making myself looking what I thought was gorgeous. I was like, where is New York? I'm going to be a model. And she was like, oye, mija, you look like a peeled potato. So that's where all my low self-esteem issues emanate from. I'm trying to fix all that with my mothering, because I feel like I'm a really sweet mom. Like I've got all 3 of my children fooled into thinking that they're great. If you haven't dated a mom, I don't care, gay, straight, bi, whatever, you gotta date a mom. You just like for a little while. Like they will make you feel so good about yourself. We are so good at pretending to be impressed. We do it all day long. I was out with a guy a few weeks ago and he was talking about crypto the entire time, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so fucking bored. I can't keep my eyes open. And then I was like, wait, this is just like pretending to care about Minecraft. You can do this? This is what you've been training for your whole life. Yeah, so I got really into it. I was like, Bitcoin? Awesome, buddy! And he was like, he was all pumped up, and I'm like, blockchain? Wow, mister! He felt great about himself. Yeah. Yeah. So I am on the apps. I get on the apps and I get off the apps and I get on the apps and I get off the apps. I don't know. Because sometimes I'm like, I'm lonely, but then I'm like, I think I just want somebody around to like do a little household chore every now and again. I wish there was like a grinder for like opening jars and stuff, But no, I see a lot of like my married friends on the apps. Have you seen anybody? I have seen a couple. Actually, my uncle is on apps and he says it's just for entertainment purposes. He's like, no, I'm not going to do anything. It's just for, and I don't believe it. But he explained it to me. He was like, hey, you go on Zillow, right? You go on Zillow and look at them $1 million mansions. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, that's what I'm doing. There ain't no difference between you looking at them mansions and me looking at them beautiful women. Now, both of us know we ain't never going to be inside one of them. But it sure as fuck is fun to dream, ain't it? He might have a point. I don't know. I actually joined the apps to distract myself from shopping at night. Like, I was getting drunk and going on Amazon at night, and then in the morning, I'm just like, there's all these, like, cheap packages on my porch, these cheap little packages. They don't even look anything like their picture, And it's the same with Bumble, because I go on Bumble drunk at night, and then in the morning, there's just all these cheap guys on my porch, Just like, knock, knock. They all have little packages that... The little packages look like nothing like the picture they sent me the night before. The problem with dating is guys are always pretending to have a lot in common with me. They're like, I like the same music you do. I like the same clothes you do. I like the same activities. And I'm like, oh, I hate myself. I don't want to date me. Yeah. So, but the worst is like when someone has a friend that reminds you of, there's always someone with a friend who reminds them of me. They're like, oh my God, my sister-in-law and you would love each other. You have to meet. And you're just at Panera Bread, just like with some, insufferable bitch, just like, this is me. I hate myself. I don't want to be out with me. Or like a setup. If you ever want to know how ugly your friends think you are, just ask them to set you up with someone, because it's like, wow, just staring you right in the face, My friend Kevin set me up with this guy recently who, unemployed, not attractive, lived with his mom. Oh, and also this is the best thing. He could only climax if he was urinating or defecating on someone. And I was like, wow, I'm an actor, so that's redundant for one thing. I mean, people shit on me all week. So I'm like, I don't think I want to do that on weekends too. Yeah, and I was just like cursing Kevin's name. I was like, fucking Kevin. I was like, I bought a crocheted pot holder from your ex-wife on Etsy just so I could give her bad feedback. And this is what you think of me? Yeah, I'm 49. Okay, where's the gasp? Where's the gasp of disbelief? You guys are so rude. Thank you. So all the pop-pops and the pee-paws want to take me out, I don't like older guys. I like younger guys. Like, the lower a guy's balls are to the ground, like, the more attracted to me they are. It's like, I get a lot of low ball offers, if you know what I mean, Yeah, no, but I love the young guys. Early 20s. Oh, my God. I was so sad when I found out that 23andMe wasn't a dating app. I was like, it was, like, perfect. Oh, yeah, young guys are great, they're hot, everything, but they're so bad at sex. They really need some more years of, training. And eating pussy. Like, the last young guy I dated, the only way I could get him to eat my pussy, I had to, cut it into fun shapes and deep fry it, and, serve it with a little ranch on the side. I'm like, see, it's good. You know. It's like I had to have like sliced up orange slices on the nightstand in like a juice box. I'm like, see, good job. I was like, you should be grateful. A lot of little boys have no pussy to eat at all. Yeah. So I should have known he'd be bad at it because when I went to his apartment, like all of his books were abridged, the abridged version. And I'm like, this guy likes to just get to the end of things. He doesn't want to savor the journey at all. It's like, there's no cliff notes for this clit, Tyler. Sorry. He was looking for the clit notes. But I will leave you with the wise words of Edith the librarian, not my pussy, but Edith the librarian, who said,
You know, it's so sad getting older as a woman because your vagina starts to look like an old book and everyone you want to fuck hates reading.
thank you guys so much for coming out. Joseph Schless and Becky Yamamoto, let's get you guys back out here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
She's headed eastbound in a stranger's car, leaving LA with a mixtape and a scar. Hitchhiking life ain't going her way. She's just a 40-something runaway. She's just a 40-something runaway. Runaway.